Hello everyone, this is Nick with ZeroTechnologies.net LLC. Coming back with another update for Desolate Star. I have not updated the game in several months. I went on kind of a hiatus dealing with various things with my work, my job. Kind of switched from a day schedule to a night schedule, so that kind of threw everything out of whack. Then the holidays happened, and I kind of just decided to take a step back from game development for a little while. Real quick before we go through the update, I've got a free asset coming to the Unity Asset Store. It should be available in a couple of weeks. They're just going through the pre-checks and everything. All it is just a real simple free asset. It's a kind of a starter kit. But we'll go over that more when it's available. Just keep an eye on my YouTube channel and my Facebook pages, and that'll come around when it's ready. So, for Desolate Star, the last update, I don't even remember what all I had on my to-do list for the game, but what I've fixed tonight, I've managed to finally make all the corrections and fix all the bugs in my first-person controller. Used one of the mini mouse look scripts on the Unity wiki, so thank you for everyone who posts to that. Anyone that contributes to the Unity community in a positive manner, more than I can ever say. I'm not just the only one. Unity developers everywhere are very, very grateful. So we managed to fix that. I managed to optimize the game a little bit. I moved from trying to load everything into one scene, moved from that design to kind of how a lot of games are now, where you kind of zone from the main area into the asteroids, from the asteroid out to the main area, back and forth, back and forth. So not everything's loading in the main scene, and that seems to help the memory problem I was dealing with before quite a bit. So all you see right there is just some code. Sorry, that's my third monitor. I don't know. I lost track. Let's turn it off. Okay. There's Unity. There's the game. That's kind of where the character is right now. So I'm just going to do a real quick pan through of the editor, and then we'll get into the game. I'll have to move some things around. So the planet, this is from Forge, I believe. Forge 3D, the planets. They recently updated their asset for Unity 5. The new planet looks amazing. We'll get into that once we get the game playing. You'll see the atmospheres actually will move around with the planet as it turns. There's the canvas for the UI. Here's the asteroid. The developers have done a lot of updates to the items that I've got used on the asteroid here. There's about 4 or 5 different assets being used here. Kind of sliced and diced them all together and made what I needed. So I've got to go back and make some general alterations in the design on those. This is where the player will most likely start the game, is in this little pod thing here. This right here is a little storage chest where you're going to have different interactions with this. This is either going to be your bank, or there's going to be these crates everywhere in the game so you can loot them and find different things. I'm not done with... Actually, I haven't even started making the event system for problems, like the suit that your character is in. When it runs out of power, you're not going to be able to move around in space. You'll be able to walk in gravity areas, but you won't be able to move in space. Other events that we're going to have is such as this pod area where the player will start, can run out of power. Everything will shut down. You won't be able to get in or out of the pod until you fix the power problem. On the asteroid, of course, there's going to be all kinds of crazy problems. This little hole down here is going to be for various things, air ejecting out of the asteroid, and you have to fix that before you can take your mask off inside the asteroid, etc., etc., etc. So anyway, I'm actually going to move over here a little bit and get a little bit closer to the Desolate Star itself. And this is a fun way to move the player character around. You move the editor camera here and click on whatever you've got, and I believe it's Control Shift F. There we go. And the character's light is actually on, but I'll turn that off when the game starts. There's a couple of scenes in the asteroid that are really, really dark, and I figured that since the power is going to be going out in the game, we definitely want to allow the player to have a headlamp. So let's actually go ahead and turn that off right now. So the code that we use for that is just a Boolean, kind of not really using a Boolean variable, but whether I turn it on in the editor before the game starts or after, it doesn't matter. So let's take a look here. Let's get it going. And it takes a little while for it to start because there's about 3,000 asteroids that are spawning around the Desolate Star there. I have not done anything with those yet either. I would like that the player can interact with them in ways other than just pushing them. But right now that's pretty much all you can do is just push asteroids off into oblivion. Or into the star, or into your pod, or whatever. It should be starting here in just a second. There we go. Alrighty. So as you can see, the planet, the atmosphere looks incredible. There's all the asteroids that are flying around it. I think there's about 3,000 of them. I do not have a good asteroid asset yet, but once I do, I'll be replacing all those with LOD, so I can put a lot more of them, give the player a lot more to do. I just kind of want to show that off, and all of these consoles and everything at some point will do something. I'll be replacing most of the graphics on there so they're not so static and standard. The computers on the sides here will be usable. This will be usable as well. Most likely I will turn this either into a teleport, like a fast travel or something like that. This is the main storage. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the other videos I've done, but my inventory system is something similar to Skyrim and Fallout 4, Fallout 3, where you can essentially you'll have your let's see if you can. Oh, let me. There we go. Anyway, so the system will be basically like this. You have your inventory on the right, which is a dictionary basically. And on the left is going to be the actual interactable items. In the middle will be a 3D object that you can move around. And because I think I screwed up the video, just wanted to show you all again. You can kind of see the fiery clouds kind of rushing around the planet there. There's all the asteroids that are flying around it. And they're orbiting the planet. I mean, it's all just basically on one big rotation. It all turns together. And the console panels, all the graphics on those will probably be replaced at some point. Something a little more vibrant. Consoles on the side here and here, again, will be usable for certain things. Each one will be something different. This is the fast travel thing I was mentioning earlier. Storage, and again, all of these will be interactable. I really enjoy interacting with objects in video games. It just kind of gives the game a little more life in the world, so to speak. There's all these fun tools over here, which right now they don't really do anything because I haven't really programmed anything with them yet. Eventually, the player will use their ping mechanic, which is that, and it will hit those objects as something that the player can pick up and interact with and use. That will happen on anything such as the computers there, the fast travel, the storage. The door over here has a console. When you get close to it, it says interact to exit the escape pod. Anything that's interactable that the player can touch or move or do something with will respond to the ping mechanic. I have it pink right now just because it shows up against everything that's currently in the game. It's very, very bright, very vibrant, and you can't really miss it. So that mechanic does actually work. I just don't have anything here in the escape pod that's interactable. So let's play it for just a little bit here. I'm going to show you guys what I've got. And it's going to be a little difficult. So the controls for space, you can hear the thrusters, which I'll probably end up getting rid of that. So for right now, let's get away from there. Yep. So I have the mass set to like 1, so the character is massively anorexic, but it makes it easier to kind of fly around. I'll show you all the... There's the Desolate Star. pretty amazing. One of the more beautiful assets in the asset store, that's for sure. Alrighty, so the controls for when you're in space are similar to kind of a spacesuit where you've got one control on one side and one control on your other hand. So, for forward movement and strafing, you've got WASD. For turning, rotating, tilting, and vertical movement, you've got the number pad, plus page up and page down, which eventually I will be programming, you know, the options so that the player can do whatever they want. They can change the controls however they like. Control over your keys and control over your controls. It's always good. So we're going to try to get over there to the asteroid. Now keep in mind, currently right now there is no death. So as you can see on the lower left hand corner there, our battery and our oxygen is running really low, and we're getting a smidge hungry, a little bit thirsty, but not too bad. Yes, those are all going to be mechanics, required mechanics for the player to do during the game. You will have to find food, you have to scavenge for it, and no, the asteroid will not be the only map. There will be several other maps. Several other levels for the players to enjoy. You have to forgive me, I'm not very good at the controls. This is why I was never in NASA, y'all. I'm probably going to go right by it. So, as all good developers do, I have programmed in a fail-safe control that I have a tendency to get a little out of hand with the controls here. So I've got an all-stop key. I just want to see if I can... oh, maybe. Nope. Oh, I'm gonna hit the rock. Turn. So I'm aiming for that door right there. Hopefully, I will get on a platform. So notice right now that the entire platform does absolutely have power. There is going to be an event where this platform has no power whatsoever. And almost spot on. Bam. Interesting. So for some reason, that key is making my lights go off and on. Yeah. Okay, so that's our headlamp. No big deal, right? Alright, let's straighten up. I have no idea why that just moved away either. More bugs, yay! Alright, so you hit your interact key and it takes you down here to the asteroid, which all of this is underground. There's some odd tilting going on for some reason there. Straighten that out. Still have plenty of fun bugs to deal with. It's all part of game development. Okay, so a lot of you will probably recognize this asset and the several assets that are used here. Again, another very beautiful, very amazing asset. I'm going to turn my headlamp on, kind of take a look around. I don't have all the colliders in yet, so falling off cliffs is very, very possible. Alright, take a look over here. Alright, not a whole lot going on, just some details and making it look all pretty and amazing. So we're going to go through here. And we'll go ahead and turn the headlamp off a little bit and just let y'all kind of see this and take a look at it. The crystals and everything are part of the same asset. It's all part of the cave asset. It's very, very amazing. But just kind of wanted to let y'all see this, the artwork that the developer put behind this. We're going to go down here. We've got some cave exploring, so our lights go off that way. So let's take a look at the rest of the cave over here. Okay, nothing really going on there yet. Nothing. Nope. Amazing. Okay. Then we're going to go into the main room here. And again, this is essentially going to be probably the first level that the players can all interact with and do stuff. I'm going to turn our headlamp off. We don't really need that. But gives us some good details. There's a couple of bugs with the doors here. Some of them I have open just so they don't cause any problems with me running around. There will be different things going on in here that the player can interact with and do things with. Again, I don't have all the colliders ready, but the player will not be able to do too much with those unless necessary. Alright, we'll go over here. And all of this will be interactable. All the little dials and everything, the crate, the computers. For some reason the image is not working quite right on that one. All the computers, everything over here. Again, another wheel. And some more crates. Again, everything that seems like it should be interactable will most likely be interactable in one way or another. And we'll go over here, and this is where it gets a little buggy just because of the terrain. The clipping gets a little weird. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Some pretty amazing sound effects there. Again, more stuff to interact with here. Lots of crates. Alright, take another look here. And again, the doors aren't quite done yet. And I've got a couple of bugs. Like there's the other side of that computer room that was in there, so I gotta put some rocks over there and block all that off. We've got some doors and boxes and everything over here, and just kind of give you an idea of how dark it is. Game's pretty dark. We'll go out into the main room, go back over to this room. Nothing going on in here. About the same thing. Got a random pipe, random computer that I've set up. That's about it. Nothing looking out the window because technically it's underground. Okay, we'll go in here and just some more pipes and everything. It's just kind of giving that feel that it's running through the asteroid. Remember that this particular level, you're going to be running around through the asteroid a lot. This particular asteroid's rather important because of that red glow that's going on back there. The clipping in here is all broken. I haven't set up the collision walls or anything to stop the player from running out, so you can run out there and right now and it'll fall and you'll be stuck. So fix that later. And still not telling what this is. So enjoy it for what it is, but no, you don't get to know yet. No. So more stuff to interact with in here. A lot of stuff to interact with in here. A lot of boxes, crates, some computers, a random disc from 1980 something. All kinds of fun stuff. More computers, everything. Big computer. More crates. So, that is Desolate Star as it stands as of whatever day it is now. I haven't slept yet. January 2nd, 2016. So, that's kind of where it stands. Just wanted to give you guys an update. I know that I promised the game would have something playable by the end of last year, 2 days ago. Didn't really happen, obviously. I ran into several complications. Unfortunately, I'm running into kind of a hardware problem. I'm going to have to replace my primary hard drive pretty soon. I don't even know what brand it is, but it's crap. So, it's what you get for refurb. Anyway, that will be replaced very soon. I'll be right back at it. The game will have ideally, the plan is to have the first level completed so that you guys can actually download the demo and play it by March. In March, I would like to get a Kickstarter campaign together and get that going to basically get just enough money. I'm not asking for a lot. Just enough money to get the rest of the assets that I want to use in the game. Kind of spruce it up, make it look all beautiful and everything. The next thing on my to-do list, other than several other things, I've got to fix all the colliders, make sure that the player cannot go places where they're not supposed to. The event system for problems. I haven't really named it yet. I like naming all the mechanics, like the ping system and the inventory system, whatever, master controller for all the fun stuff. You've got your emergency alert system going off in the lower left-hand corner there, as you can see. So, hazard system, I guess, is what it's going to end up being called. Electrical problems, fires, power outages, loss of gravity, all kinds of fun things. That's got to be done, and then once the rest of the assets are purchased through the course of the year, one way or the other, I will be adding more levels that the player can interact with, things that are going to be floating around the Desolate Star that the player can get to, hopefully, and find everything that you need. Food, water, batteries, stuff, ways to communicate with whatever you want to communicate with. All kinds of fun stuff. What is the story of Desolate Star? What kind of game is it going to be? Well, that's a really darn good question to which I don't have a direct answer quite yet. Primarily, it's going to be a survival adventure game. The whole point of the game, the majority of the game, is going to be survival. You're in space. You're the only one who has managed to survive some horrible catastrophic event. So generic. Anyway, eventually, I will give you this. Eventually, you as the player will make your way down to the Desolate Star, which we'll go running back all the way out there to take a look at it, which I can't see it from here. You will eventually be able to go down to the surface of the Desolate Star, and the story will continue from there. But I'm not going to give it away yet, mainly because I don't know. So, that's what I've got so far. Leave any comments, likes, whatever you want. Tell me what you think. If you wish to donate to getting this game finished, just let me know. We'll figure something out. I don't have everything ready for the Kickstarter yet. It'll be a couple more months before I'm ready to do that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody had a safe and wonderful New Year. Hope you guys had a great Christmas also. So any developers out there, please keep developing. I love seeing what everybody else is doing, especially the indie developer community. No greater inspiration comes from watching the indie developer community actually do what everybody loves to do so much. So please keep doing that. One other thing, real quick, and then ending the video. These guys work really, really hard on their assets. Now, the argument could be made that it's cheap to use the asset store to make a game. Well, you know what? I say screw you. Seriously, these assets are amazing. They're there for a reason, and they're beautiful. I could not begin to make this game by myself without the asset store. All credit will be given on a credit page as necessary. However, I just want to state how grateful I am for the asset store and what it means to the indie development community to create games, create beautiful games, AAA games, amazing games. So the reason I bring that up is I see some conversations going on in some of the Facebook groups that, kind of dog the asset store and dog developers for using the asset store to make their games. And I have to cry bullcrap because, again, these assets are amazing. They're beautiful and they're very powerful in some cases. Use them. Be proud that you're using them. I am. So, to the asset store developers, thank you very much. To everybody else, hopefully we will see you very, very soon with another good update of Desolate Star, or something a little bit more fun, maybe some hazards, some things blowing up, fire going everywhere, your character catching on fire and screaming his head off, or whatever. Fun stuff. It's all good fun. Hey, take care. Have a great year. Make it a great year. Everything is what you make it. Take care.